Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not directing this as again, this is not me attacking you here. Be clear on this. I want you to be clear because I want the best for you, but you have to realize there's no possible good rationale for this action. It's evidenced in both of you, and what happens is it often looks like after you hit, the Shiai sort of bounces back and goes as a mind of its own. I'd like to see a little bit more dynamic movement after a failed strike. Hi folks, it's Andy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. Here we take some footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent in to us. We watch it together. And hopefully I can give some feedback that's useful to everybody. We're going to have a look at the videos in just a minute. It's been a while since we've done one of these shows. Been super busy. But if you feel like you would like to also have your videos featured on this show, all you have to do is upload them to YouTube. Upload a video of you doing Kendo to YouTube. Set the settings to unlisted or public. It's up to you if you're happy for it to be out there in the wild. But don't set it to private, okay? Then send me the link to the video at mail@KendoStar.com. and I will cover it. Give me some information in the email as well, a little bit about what the video is, which one you are, you know, some context I know I'm working with, all right? A little bit about the level that you're at and stuff like that is all super helpful. We're going to jump to them in just a second. Before we do, you know the important stuff to do, which is like, share, subscribe. Do all the YouTube stuff, satisfy the YouTube ninjas. Let's get the Kendo population to 367.74 quadrillion people by 2 p.m. And and most importantly, support the channel by shopping at KendoStar.com. KendoStar is the best Kendo equipment website in the history and future of the galaxy, universe, everything, the human race, all of it. Of course, I would say that because I own the place, but we are absolutely brilliant at what we do. And everyone agrees with us. So, right, let's go to these videos, shall we? Right, so we'll start with the first one. The first one says, "Hi, Fish Sensei, I hope you're doing well. I'd like to submit these videos from a recent Shiai for your feedback. This was a relatively long match, so I think it shows a lot of what I can and can't do. I spoke with my opponent after the match, and we both really appreciate comments you might have. I'm the taller one in the video. I passed second dan earlier this year, and I'm working on tightening my technique. I don't get too many chances for Shiai, so I'd especially welcome thoughts on strategy as well. My opponent just passed third dan and is interested in general feedback. She's also starting to explore semi more intentionally and would love any insights you can share." Okay, so and then you've also included 2 other videos which we'll look at after this one. All right, and I'll come back to where we are on that. So right, let me find the video. Right, there it is. Have I got my cursor? Right, okay, good. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so you're the taller one. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Okay. So the red player, I guess. Okay. So I expected this door to be ep1. Okay, so it was good door ep1. So we're giving feedback on both sides here. So first thing. The first thing is for the red player. I want you to think a little bit now about your stance. Your left heel's a little bit high, causing your balance, the balance of your weight, to be a bit too far forward. What it means is that when you want to strike, you can't drive sort of forward with your hips, even if you hit on the spot. Now, I know that sounds a little bit paradoxical, sort of driving forward whilst remaining on the spot, but it is actually a sort of super important concept. Instead, what happens is when I play the video, you'll see you end up sort of lifting up and coming back down when you do this great sort of opportunity for Hikimaza. opponent comes for kote here, but you can see how you kind of, because of the way your weight's balanced and your left heel's quite high, you push yourself up and then come down, and it just takes too much extra time. If your weight is nice and evenly balanced in your kama, your heel's a little bit lower, you can perform the humigomi with your hips being used effectively in the strike, driving forward, even if it's like a couple of millimeters on the spot, without sort of coming up and down, sort of losing time for you. All right, so they've got chance to recover from their strike and defend. Do you see that? Because what you've got here, after hitting here, what needs to happen now is the shinai comes straight down onto the men and bam with your footwork. All right, but because you're slightly off balance, you have to swing the shinai a bit more as you lift up and then come down, and your opponent's got chance to recover and defend you. Okay, so that would be fixed by a lower left heel, believe it or not. Okay, so this is a bit of a dangerous place to jump in for men. All right, so you've done your semi forward for men, but the problem is I think it's with experience, as you say, you don't get a chance to participate in Shiai a lot, but with more experience you'll realize when an opponent is stood there with their Kensen low like this, it's one of two things. It's a mistake and they're completely open for men, or two, which is the most common scenario, especially given your opponent's not like a beginner, they're an experienced person as well, is a trap. And they want you to hit men so that they can do an ojuwaza, which is what happened here. Now, regarding the ojuwaza for the other side, all right, there's a couple of things on this. First, when you do your kaishido, generally it's pretty good. It's pretty good, all right? But it could be a little bit faster, all right? Because the overall movement is a little bit larger than it needs to be, all right? So it's better not to bring the shinai up and then down again to hit the door. You want to try and keep it in a small area in front of you as possible. All right. Now, I appreciate when you've got a taller opponent, their shinai is coming at you from above. So, of course, there's going to have to be some movement there. But, it's just taking a lot more time than it has to. All right. So I'd like to see the movement made a little bit more compact. And this is something also that at the weekend we had a seminar here in the UK that I organised with Yuki Ogata Sensei from Kumamoto, current All Japan Women's 7th Dan champion, and Mari Suenaga Sensei from Wakayama, who's super amazing as well. I don't think, and she needs introduction. 3-time All Japan champion, 5-time All Japan police champion, 5-time Japanese national team member, and one thing that Yuki Sensei said in that seminar was about doing kaishido. Try to not move to the right as you do the defense, because a faster, a very experienced opponent is very likely to notice that you're going to hit the kaishido as you move to the right. So try to make the block here and then move as you hit instead. Okay. Well, this is at the same time. This is a good ippon. All right, this is a good ippon. All right. Good voice. So I'm particularly drawn to the height of this left heel on the red player. I think it's just going to cause. I can just feel like it's going to cause you to sort of jump upwards when you want to try and hit. Yeah, so we have the same sort of issue here. Nice shot at kote there. But you see here as well, all right, the kote attack is a good opportunity. And then when you come for your hikiwaza straight after that, let's see if I can get to it. We come for a hikiwaza here, which is fine. But you see how... You see how you sort of jump upwards here? I think it's because of the position of this left heel, right? And you see how your body's in a semi-C shape, all right? Which is not going to help you deliver a sharp, fast strike, all right? So I want that heel flat back straighter. And if you're going to do that Hikimen, bam, it needs to be a little bit more compact. All right. Now the other issue we've got here is that, all right, you've pushed your opponent, and you've, through sort of virtue of the dynamics of this interaction, you've as you push them away, which is fine, but they've come up with their hands like this. So obviously their most defended target here is men. So it's a bad strategy to hit Hikimen at this point. Okay. Now, defending the men like this on the other side is also extremely dangerous strategy. All right. So on here, there's sort of opportunity missed on both sides. Here for the red player, a strategically better choice would have been to hit door, obviously, as that's completely open. And for a white player, it would have been strategically better to try to keep the Kensen in front of you as you defend, rather than out to the side and up like this. Okay. And I think it's a good chance for an Ippon there. That's why I'm talking about it. Okay, so you made contact with the men here. Can you see though can you see what I'm saying about, because this left heel's so high when we're launching our strike, all it can do is sort of push you upwards rather than push you forwards. All right. So what happens is, in order for you to do that, you have to kind of condense your posture into the C shape again. And also, you know, you're making this huge swing with the shinai. So it's not efficient in terms of movement, all right? And then what happens is, because from this shape, you can't push forward. If you look here, all of the energy that's, you know, in this coiled spring here, if it was to draw arrows, it would be in this direction, wouldn't it? So it will send you upwards. Whereas what you need to go is forwards towards them, all right? So if you go upwards and downwards, it's not the direct route to the target, is it? Yeah. So you can see how you raise up here, and look, you make a great strike. You make a great strike. Well, because of this, because you're in this C shape as you strike, it means that you're like because it's kind of an inefficient posture to strike, your body weight isn't properly transferred to the shinai, meaning it lacks impact. All right. So although it's a great opportunity and you make contact, the strike itself is a bit weak because you haven't been able to mechanically transfer power to the shinai. And it's not through strength, through bashing harder. It's through footwork, really, which allows you to, as I say, transfer your body weight into the tip of the shinai at the moment of impact, so that you get a nice sharp strike that has what's called sae crispness. All right. I get the feeling as well, if you'd given it a little bit more kime, which is and zanshin. Kime is the bit between the strike and the zanshin. Like, I don't want to say selling the points, don't really like that term, but you know, giving it a little bit more energy. You might have convinced another judge to raise the flag there. The white player, especially as we mentioned a little bit more about concentrating on semi, I feel like it looks a little bit like you're waiting for the other player to hit you, whereas, you know, I appreciate you probably want to use Oju that maybe strikes, like, especially against someone that's taller, strikes to the kote, degote, these sort of things, kaishido, kote kaishimen, these sort of waza. But you really have to encourage them to hit you. All right, you really have to encourage them to hit you. Now, they're going to be encouraged by pressure from you that if they don't hit you, you're going to hit them, or feeling like they're in a place of advantage and they've got a good opportunity to strike you. But waiting doesn't generate that, if that makes sense. You have to interact with them. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to interact with them a bit more, and what that will do is that will generate something called tamit, which is the kind of readiness to strike instantly, and it will make your waza sharper as well. All right. It's quite a long video, so I'm going to try to stop stopping it, because we've got a few other videos to get through today. So this heel position is better. This heel position is fine. The issue is once you get prepared to strike, once you get ready to strike, see how it raises there. So that's something I think that's worth making a note of. All right. I think overall, for the red player as well, this is a good chance to strike. But I'd like to see more in the way of kime. All right, kime. So a little bit more. It's not like, man, right? But like a bit more, you know? It's not the same as zanshin, by the way. Zanshin, you know, you don't want to like trying to force zanshin there if you didn't make a successful strike. So here as well on the white side, I can see you wanting to do that sort of, you know, invite them to strike, but because it's not that, there's not that much pressure from you. The less inclined to make a committed strike, which makes it harder for you to do an orangewaza. Okay. Oh, that was a good kote. That was a good kote. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's have a look at that again. Well struck kote there. But kime and zanshin is not quite like, it's fine, right? It's fine. But there's a concept as well. And this isn't like an official term or anything, all right? So I'm not suggesting go around using it, but there's another concept called kire, or it's like making the strike ippon, you know, that little bit of pizzazz, you know, that separates the one that hits, makes it easy for the shimpan to lift the flags for, you know what I mean? So rather than yeah, man, yeah, kote this way, instead from your, you know, initial yeah here and then pressure, then kote, you know, not kote, but kote, like it's got to have that more about it. Do you know? It's hard to put into words, but that's kind of, if you can bring more of that into what you're doing, you're going to find it a lot easier to get the shimpan to lift the flags up for you, right? Because that was a fantastic strike, really good. This is a good chance of the ojiwaza here, all right? This kind of kote o uchiotoshi men, all right? I like it, but the problem is, right, is too slow. And it's too slow because, right? Because now I'm saying this because I want you to get better, all right? So please don't interpret this as me being like super harsh, but you're not effectively swinging the shinai yet, all right? Now it's not. It's very common for people at your level, all right? And higher levels too, unfortunately. But the shinai, sometimes when you swing it, like in this waza, the shinai looks heavy, okay? The shinai looks heavy, right? The shinai has to look light. Yeah, has to travel quickly and swiftly, and pam, not pam pam this way, but pam this way. Yeah, this is the for the kote otoshi uchi otoshi men. It would be they come for the kote and pam pam this way, not bam bam like that. You don't have time for that. Okay, so it's partly using the left hand more. All right, but I think this can be really improved by doing more Suburi at home. All right. It's and like it doesn't matter what Suburi, but if you and it just needs to be enough that you feel comfortable. You don't need to push yourself. Like it could be just 50 a day, right? But if you did Suburi every day for like 6 months, like your ability to wield the Shiai would just improve so quickly, right? And I'm literally like, yeah, if you could do like 200, 300, 400, 500 a day, that's great, yeah? But like you start trying to do that and trying to do it every day, you're going to have a problem actually continuing to do it. But even if it's just like 50 a day, and you don't have to like push yourself nuts on it either, just pick up the Shiai and swing it for now. 50 times, 100 times a day, whenever you can. Just try and do it every day for 6 months, and I guarantee, like, your ability to wield the Shiai, like, as if it is like more of a extension of your body rather than a sort of foreign object that you're trying to maneuver, will definitely increase. All right, because you definitely had the good chance for the waza here, but can you see how? Look how much you had to swing that Shiai. It's just not necessary to swing the Shiai this big. Yeah? It's just not necessary. So then you're already late on your uchi otoshi. Alright? And then when you want to do the men, like from here, you want to hit the men. Alright? From this distance is from the Shiai to the men is what you need to use to hit the men's ippon. All right, you can't afford to bring it further back like this. This is far too much. But let's say you bring it to here. This is also okay. All right, if you drop the Shiai onto the men here, this could be the ippon. But because you keep bringing it back all the way here, yeah, it's far too slow. All right, it's a shame in a way that it's a missed opportunity, because a great was a well-seen opportunity. All right, we just need to get you swinging that Shiai a little bit more naturally. Okay. It goes to the red player as well. It's not just the white player; it's the red player as well. And probably like I'd say like 80% of people I tend to come into contact with outside of Japan that are like third dan and below. See, like this waza here, like this kote strike, you know, this is a good attempt at the kote strike, but again, Shiai looks a little bit unwieldy, so you're unable to make a really sharp, accurate strike. Similarly with the Hikido there from the red player, okay? This is a better version of it, a better version. But like it's evidenced in both of you, and what happens is it often looks like after you hit, the Shiai sort of bounces back and goes, like, has a mind of its own. You know what I mean? It's like out of your control for a second. So I really want you to sort of focus on improving that, your ability to swing the Shiai naturally and smoothly. All right, it's just a case of training your body to swing it. So just pick it up and swing it every day. Doesn't matter how many times, or like don't go nuts at it. But this is good so far. Well, this is a good chance of the men, right? And what I noticed about this, I almost stopped it before I said, is that here the position in your feet is different. You didn't raise it Of course your heel's going to raise as you launch forward to hit. Of course it is. Yeah, but can you see how here, as you move forward, your posture hasn't cramped into that C shape as much as before, right? So you got a much more compact swing. It's much harder for them to take the degote from you, all right? And you get this great opportunity for a men's strike that has the decent impact as well. I'm not sure if it was actually hitting the target there or not, but it was a good strike. It was a good strike, and it was definitely better than the previous ones, all right? Thanks to the use of that left heel. So I think that's where you want to concentrate. So here again, you see, right, on the white side, after hitting, like, the shinai goes off diagonally like this, like it's out of your control, you know? Even though you made a good hit, but it's not crisp, you know? You need to be a bit careful of this, all right? It's a bit grey, because you did you come to Suburi or not? Not really, but like at this point, you kind of came together, and then one started to separate. It's a bit grey here. About some people might not like you chasing them down here after coming together. I'd probably let that slide, because I don't think there's an element of unfairness there, but I'm just saying I'd just be a little bit mindful of that. The semi is good from the white player here, like it. But can you see, again, I know I'm hammering this point about controlling the shinai. We see after you miss this kote, how far out the shinai goes, how much you lose control of it. Yeah. So then you have to put a lot of effort into bringing it back in to defend you. That's what I want us to reduce. Yeah, I'm not. This men's strike. I mean, you hear it, but again, there's not enough kimen zanshin, as we've said already, okay? Okay, so, I mean, I'm not surprised at this one. Obviously, there was another similar strike just before it. It is what it is, all right? And this waza would be a lot better, again, as I said, if we can just get that shinai acting a little bit more in our favor, make our strikes shorter and sharper, faster, and then, again, it could do with more kime, all right? But look, I think for where we're at here, I think we're in a good position. Red player, I want you to lower that left heel, all right? And then both of you, I definitely want you to think about, see if we can improve this ability to wield the shinai smoothly and correctly, all right? And make it move in the way we want it to, and reduce the moments of loss of control on it, all right? So that we can get nice, short, sharp strikes, extra zanshin, extra kime, all right? And we're going to see a lot more ippon, I'm sure of it. Okay, but good job. Okay, so the next one, I also included 2 videos of my husband for review. He passed Nidan early this year in Jodan. Okay, so this is cool. He's the one using Jodan in both matches. There are 2 matches. One where he focuses more on katate strikes, another way he's more morote. He'd really appreciate feedback on his form as he works toward 3rd dan in Jodan. Okay, great. Let's have a look then. So there's a team match and an individual match. Let's have a look at the team match first. Okay, so he's in Jodan here. Okay, his Jodan's alright. Okay, let's have a look at this. It's pretty good, eh? Okay, so far so good. I'm not sure it was bang on target, eh? But it is what it is. Good timing, good opportunity, good zanshin, like it. I'll give you one tip though. That's gonna just. It's not like it's not like a rule or essential or anything like that. But like it's just gonna make you look a little bit more like you know what you're doing. All right, and that is you see in this point here, bam, here, man, like that. You see you got a point. Put your other hand back on the shinai. As you move away from your opponent, turn around and just do the kamae with your opponent. All right, so just you know, do the kamae towards your opponent and then go back. It'll just look a little bit more pulled together. All right. So here on this second strike, all right, now this is something a lot of people, I quite like your approach to this men strike, right? I quite like this. I like that, right? The issue I've got is then when the actual strike comes, it comes a little bit over like this one. I'd like to see it come more forward like that, all right? So not over that way, but pattern forward like that rather than over like that, okay? And then I'd like to see a little bit more dynamic movement after a failed strike. Here, this is super dangerous, all right? Your partner's gone for an Ojuaz. I've not quite managed to make Ippon with it, but you've left yourself at this kind of awkward distance between them. Yeah, so there's chance for them to hit you again if they wanted to, all right? And some players will, and they'll do it really well, all right? So be super careful of that. I like what you're doing though. See, like this, right? Right, you need to be next to him now, right? Bam, okay, you missed. Keep going forward so that you've got no chance of some sort of follow-up, all right? Then Suburi, and then I want to see some nice Hikimaza, all right? Because if you're doing Jodan, like one way to be a Jodan player, if you're not that good against playing Jodan, this tip for people playing against Jodan, get good at Hikimaza because you even the playing field, you know, when you go back to Suburi. So, but if the Jodan player is good at Hikimaza as well, makes things difficult, right? With regards to going towards third dan, I think you're pretty much on the right track. I'd like to see a little bit more variation of waza. Let's see what happened here. I actually think this ski could have been close to Ippon. All right, so you need to. There's a point of learning now, right? I know you got the Ippon straight after it, right? But he managed to catch you at a point when you were settled, right? And you know, it's hard because Tushin Banner on happened to be on a side that can't accurately see whether this hits or not. So I completely appreciate their reluctance for considering this as Ippon, which is totally fine. But you might not be so lucky next time. Yeah. So I'd just be aware of that. But the fact that you made up with it Atoichi afterwards, I'd like to see a better quality men strike following it. You know, it's fine. It's fine. But again, I want to see your waza end in Chudan. All right, that's just, if you watch top Jodan players from Japan, you'll see that that's what happens after they score a point. return to Chudan, then go back. Generally, okay. More often than not, all right. This skew is good timing from this side, all right. So I want you to use that as a learning point, okay. Okay, and then the next match you've got, let's have a look at this one. So again, like, so this is what I'm talking about. Let's not make this awkward Maui with the partner, all right? This, what I like to call Bimyona Kyori is like the weird distance. Makes it easy for them to hit you back, all right? So after hitting, you need to make sure you follow that up, yeah? Like that, yeah? Like, if you're gonna hit, especially in Jodan, you can't stay where you are. Oh, this is a good chance. This man here was quite good. I like that. Chance of Hikimaza. This man here, I like that. So the problem here is because I think you've got a bit of a habit of like hitting just in front of you, rather than making a complete waza. So this is why often, like, when your waza misses, you end up in this odd distance. Or like here, you make a waza at a slightly unpredicted time or unexpected time, and like it doesn't have the kime and zanshin to make it ippon. So you sort of end up just on the spot, even though it was fantastically timed and well struck men. Okay, that was alright. That was pretty good. I couldn't see the strike exactly, but it seemed pretty good. I think my main thing from this is about what you're doing after your strike. In terms of, I think there's just too much, especially on the miss strike. This is a dangerous point, all right? So be careful of this, yeah? This Hikimen, yeah? This is close to being ippon. Like this, like this. We need to lose that, all right? It's the really important thing. This, more like this is fine. And now, you see, you made a good chance Hikimen here, but it didn't have enough to it. Needed a little bit more kime zanshin, all right? Be careful here. Then see again. And as soon as I said be careful, he hit you. So like this is not how you want to engage in Super Zeriai like this. All right, you don't want to find yourself in this position. Super Zeriai is an attacking stance. All right, it's an attacking situation. You have to try to find the chance to hit. All right, so do that, and then after 3 seconds or so, separate. All right, but you don't want to separate like this. It's far too risky. All right, there's nothing you can do from here other than receive strikes. All right, and then he manages to make a strike here. Right, and this is a very good men strike actually. Could very easily be ippon. Okay, nice kote, nice kote, nice kote. All right. Nice kote strike. Very good. But I feel like this is like the first, and I might be exaggerating and it might not be the case, but I feel like it's the first time I've seen you do kote strike. All right. So I'd like to see a little bit more variation as you start to move towards third dan. But it was a good strike. It was a good strike. I'd like to see it be a little bit more crisp. And after hitting, don't bring your hands up like this after hitting kote, all right? Kote, hands stay down, yeah, in front of you, all right? Not up like this, okay? Watch the Japanese players, you'll see. Yeah, now, and then because you bring them up like this, you get kind of caught and stuck on his shinai, and like it starts to look awkward, and this could lose you the ippon. But actually, it was okay, all right? But that's it, all right? Fantastic kote strike, all right? But I want you to keep your hands down after striking, all right? Good semi to the men before hitting, all right? But not up this way like that. Pam, kote, all right? And let's stop making that weird distance after hitting, all right? Let's stop making that weird distance after hitting. Okay, great, fantastic submissions. We've got one last one to look at, and then we're done. So this one says, hello Andy, I've been watching your channel for a while and I'm a big fan. Thank you very much. This will be my first time ever sending you anything through email, and I hope I get the right one. Yeah, it's the right one. So recently I had my first dan exam, and it was quite a disaster in my opinion. My first Jitsugi match was absolutely ugly to watch, but the second was thankfully much better. Here's the footage of the Shinsa my friend captured. I'd love to see some feedback. And thank you very much for what you do. Okay, right, let's have a look. Right. So this is Shodan, right? Did I read that right? This is Shodan. First dan, yeah, okay. 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 All right. I don't need to say any more because I've got a feeling it's going to carry on like this, isn't it, for another 20 seconds. Right? Now, I'm not... Right, look. Right. Let me be honest with you. I want you to do well. I want you to get your second dan. But you can't do this. All right? I'm sorry. If someone's told you to do this, it's wrong. All right? I'm trying to figure out how to put this to you in a fair way, all right? Because I don't think this is your fault, all right? But Kendo isn't lifting a shinai over your head, randomly slamming it down forward, and then running off as far away as you can, all right? Because when two people do that, look, like you guys are in different parts of the hall now. You're in different postcodes, you know, like, you know, like it isn't like this, all right? And then what you are doing as well is there's like, right, there's this like fake, and it's, I'm not attacking you, man. This is not towards you. This is what I believe probably somebody's told you to do, all right? Or misled you to believe that is what you're supposed to do. But like, all right, you hit a man here, and then there's a collision. Bam, there's a collision. So why do you need to run over here? Where are you going, and why? You know, you get stopped and then you just start running again. You know what I mean? Like, there's no rationale or reason for this at all. There's no justification for it. Yeah. In Kihon, in Kendo, we often hit men and run through as the motodachi moves out of the way so that we can practice smooth and correct footwork with good momentum. That's what it's for. It's not for keiko. It's not for jigeiko. All right? In general, you're not supposed to take your eyes off your partner. All right? You're not supposed to take your eyes off your partner. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but in general, you're not supposed to do it. Okay? Like this, like what you see what I'm saying? Right. You're new to Kendo, right? So I'm trying not to, again, please understand, right? This isn't like personal at you. This is not your fault. Someone's misled you here, all right? But I want you to understand, like, here, you raise a shinai well over your head. I know we do that in Kihon. It's part to allow us to learn to hit properly, use our body properly, and develop the Kentai no Ichi, all right? But we don't use this generally in the normal, you know, generally, right? But look, right, then you make nowhere near contact to the other person. Your fists just smashed together, right? So you've not made a strike here. You've not made a strike here. Then the guy nearly pushes you over. Not your fault. And then, for some reason, you run off over here. Like, why? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not directing this as again, this is not me attacking you here. Be clear on this. I want you to be clear. Because I want the best for you, but you have to realize there's no possible good rationale for this action. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's because somebody's told you have to hit and run forward and hit and run past or whatever, right? But it's just the wrong way to be teaching Kendo. We shouldn't be doing that. It's not good for our students, right? So Kendo teachers out there that are watching that, don't create this scenario. It's not fair on these guys. You know, these guys are going to practice Kendo for another year. They're going to turn up at Nidan, and some of them are going to try and get through Nidan like this, and they're going to fail, and they're not going to know why, right? So don't set them up for failure, all right? This strike was better. The second one was better. You can do all your strikes like this. This is fine. This smaller one is fine. And then hit into him, turn around as you hit, and go backwards like you would after a Hikimaza. Return to your kamae. And I'm only talking 2 or 3 steps. You don't want to end up over here, all right? Bam! Next one, all right? But look at this. You know? I'm sure the distance between you now is bigger than that of a Shiai. So, you know, look, I'm on your side here, man. You that sent this video in, I'm totally on your side. I want the best for you, and I agree with you, right? Yeah, this Shinsai is not easy to watch, right? As I said, this is just the same thing happening over and over again. I've got no more to say, you know. But this isn't how you should be doing it, especially for Jodan. All right? I want you to watch some Kendo, right? And look, we'll watch the other one. I'm going to show you an example of what your Shinsai needs to look like, all right? So I need to make a video about this myself to help people, because this isn't your fault. This isn't your fault, and it's not necessarily the fault of the people that have told you this either, because they were told the same by the people before them who were told the same, who were told the same. It's like this awful vicious cycle that we have to snap out of, all right? So, do you see this? Like, you know, you end up so far away from each other for no good reason. You know, facing in totally the opposite directions. And listen, when I did my IQ, I did the same thing, and IQ and Jodan are not so different. Luckily, that by the time I was going for Jodan, I'd kind of come to realize that that's not really it. You know what I mean? Luckily, by the time I'd come to Chudan, and I'd realised that somehow. But I did the same when I was a beginner, so I'm not having a go at you. It's not your fault. I'm more frustrated that this is still happening. But you have to, you know, there's no reason for you to swing the Shiai over your head like this. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. All right? And then there's no reason at all for you to disappear off to the distance, all the way to, like I say, into a different postcode, in the name of what some people would erroneously describe as zanshin, all right? So you can swing the Shiai in a natural swing, small strike, naturally, as you would when you are doing the keiko. And then after hitting forward, if you pass them, fine. But if you do, just 2 or 3 steps, please. Bam! This way is fine. So you don't end up one over there and one over there, all right? It's like there should be like some kind of passport control between you by the time you're finished. So far away. Oh dear. Do you think, am I hitting this point hard enough? Yeah? It's just unnatural and unnecessary, all right? It's not how it should be. Let me see if I can find you a better example. Okay, so here's a quick video I found. This is what's this? This is a Jodan first danshinza from Japan. I'm not sure where it is in Japan. It doesn't tend to seem to say. I don't know, right? But you can see that they're doing 2 pairs at a time. All right, now they've obviously got a lot more people doing Shodan. All right, but here, so you've got 2 pairs doing the Shodan exam. These, to be fair, these are probably kids. One of them looks like they're probably, I think they're probably like 12 or 13 or something like that. Some of them could be a bit older. All right, they've already done kirikaishi. And now they're going to do the jitsugi, okay, the keiko. All right, now I want you to look at the sort of rhythm. I'm not looking at the skill of the participants. I'm looking at the rhythm of how they're interacting with each other, and how they're not hitting and then running off to the distance. Yeah. See, even here where they hit and run past. Some of these people have probably started Kendo a bit later. See how he runs past, that's fine. But they don't end up like one here and one over there. All right? It's nice and smooth. They stay interactive with each other. All right? And they're not just hitting men and running away. All right? At Shodan, you should know more than one waza. Yeah? Yeah, so this is what I would expect more likely to see from a Shodan exam, right? Then hit, run away to the other side of the room, all right? So there we go, all right? So that's it. That's all I'm going to say on it, all right? But if you do this in Nidan, I don't think you'll pass, all right? If you do this stuff in Nidan, where you end up like this, all the way over here, separate from each other, I think you're going to struggle, okay? So there we go, finished. All right. I hope I wasn't too harsh. All right. I hope I wasn't too harsh there. But I really want the best for you, and I really want you to improve. All right. And I'm really frustrated that people are getting encouraged to do this kind of grading, especially for like Shodan. All right. But well done anyway. Well done for passing. And work on it towards Nidan. As I said at the start of the video, don't forget, if you'd like to submit a video, then all you have to do, upload it to YouTube. Put it as unlisted or public. Don't put it as private. Send me the link to mail@KendoStar.com and I will cover it. I covered every single one of these ever sent to me. Okay, thank you very much for those who sent it in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, shop at KendoStar, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.